Hi, I'm Jim McCann, and you're watching The BAM Show.
This is The BAM Show, Barter and Marketing, where we get you the real deal. I'm your host, Joshua Smith from Sherwood, and to the left of me is this...
What's the name of the show again?
The BAM Show. Pioneer of the goods and service industry, partial owner of the New York Mets, founder of 1-800-Flowers. Big welcome to you, my friend, Jim McCann.
Josh, good to be with you.
Pleasure to have you. Can we take me on a journey here of the beginning and how you started 1-800-Flowers? I mean, did you have this like extreme passion for flowers? I mean, what's the deal here?
Yeah, I grew up, I'd grow flowers in my backyard on our sprawling estate in South Queens, and we had greenhouses and horses. Oh no, that wasn't me. No, that's right. No, didn't grow up with a passion to be a florist. Always liked them, but it wasn't a big part of my life. But I was looking around for a business to be in, and like so many things, whether you get into the barter marketing business or into the flower business, lots of things in life are accidents.
Sure.
But if you're open and receptive to them, they seem to happen more, and they seem to be more often positive than negative when you're of the disposition to try and make it good. So by accident, I met a fellow who had a flower shop. He was going to be selling it because he had an idea to go do a new business. I thought, wow, back in my old neighborhood, one of the most successful businesses, it seemed to me, in the local neighborhood in Queens was this flower shop at the most trafficked intersection of where I grew up. It was the end of the elevated train line, and this guy seemed to be a successful businessman with this flower shop. So I thought, flower shop, easy to get into, wasn't expensive, dealt with people at a kind of nice time in their life. So I thought, why don't I give this a try? So I went into it not just to be a florist, which of course you become kind of quickly.
Sure.
But because there was no big player in the flower space. There was no McDonald's of our industry. I thought maybe we could build a business.
What
here.
year are we talking here?
1976. One night he told me he's going to be selling the shop. I thought I'd give it a try. I asked if I couldn't work there a couple of Saturdays before I went to the bar to work. He said, sure, why don't you do that? And I did it for a few weeks and decided to buy the shop. I just sold the building that I had fixed up and rented out for a while, and just sold it. So I had enough money to buy that flower shop, which I did.
You know, you think of 1-800-Flowers, you know, you think of just flowers, but you're much more than that. And you've evolved into, you know, again, goods and services, cookies, certain spa type.
The way we think about it is any way that people would choose to express themselves is the business we want to be in. Now, we haven't fleshed out that continuum yet, but you know, when people choose to send flowers, Josh, it's for a celebratory event in their life, a birthday, an anniversary, a holiday. And if we're going to develop a relationship with a customer, it's a little bit of a waste to only be there when flowers are the appropriate solution for that connective need they had. So if we go to the trouble to acquire a customer, what else might they use for what other occasions? And we want to be in that path with the right product and the right service to help them.
But it wasn't always that, right? It started mostly flowers, didn't it?
Surely, it was mostly flowers, but when you think of a flower shop, it's harder and harder to think of that perfect flower shop experience because there are fewer and fewer shops around, unfortunately. But lots of flower shops would have a candy section, a greeting card section, a little giftware section, so it wasn't that revolutionary. Of course, our focus was on floral, and then as our customers expressed their interest in some other products, we experimented and expanded.
Who or what do you think is the biggest threat to your industry?
Well, I think the threats to any business today are the changes in technology. Access, media are threats, but it's like anything else. It could be your biggest friend or it could be your biggest enemy. And I think part of befriending the changes is getting excited about what's coming, constantly being curious about what's evolving. And I'm not a technologist, but I have a keen interest in technology. And you can sort of see in the pipe it coming. The pipe is pretty glass surrounded pipe. So if you're just staying current with the right blogs, the right podcasts, the right journals that you could read, the right online publications, you can get a sense for how things are coming. And we are curious as a culture and a company. And so I'm spending a lot of time lately trying to get my arms around, my head around, what impact will machine learning have on my business. I would tell you as a criticism, my brother Chris and I and our team are always thinking about, okay, here comes a blockchain. How can it help us run our business better? We're never saying, okay, here comes a blockchain. Let's move that business aside and let's go create the next blockchain company.
Yeah.
It's just how we think, how can we become a better floral and gift company? And so blockchain is occupying a lot of our time and interest now. Machine learning is. And then we talk to other people in other industries about, how do you think it's going to change your world?
Interesting answer, because I think a lot of companies are going through different types of companies, not just e-commerce, are going through kind of the same thing you just described, which is what's this going to do to my company? Is if I stay with it, is this going to
I think the worst thing you can do is pull the covers over your head and say, I hope this goes away.
Correct.
It's not going away.
Yeah, no, it's not going away.
And it may not have a big impact, but you ought to be on the front lines so that if it is going to have a big impact, you can learn how to adjust, how to embrace it, or how to change your business model to get out of the way.
Very well put.
If you're in e-commerce now, you got to say, am I in the steamroller path of Amazon?
Yeah.
And if you are, might be time to sell.
How did you begin working with Alexa?
Well, I think it goes back to culture. And what I mean by that is every company, every team has a culture to it. You can't control it, but you can influence it. And because we're a company, we've seen ourselves go through what we call waves. First wave was retail stores. Second wave was we embraced an 800 number and made that our primary access modality. Changed our name to 1-800-Flowers. Changed the name of our stores to 1-800-Flowers. Everybody thought that was nuts. So 2 waves. Third wave was the internet.
Yep.
Not long after the 800 number changed our lives, we were looking around, what's the next technology? And it wasn't the only one we tested. It were probably literally 50 different things we were playing around with. But we kept coming back to this online world, later to be referred to as the internet. And that was the third wave, and it really changed our lives. And then the fourth wave was everything mobile and social. So we saw that coming early. We didn't know what form it would take, but we invested early. I remember in 2008 when the recession started, in 2009 when it got deep, we probably had 16 to 18 projects we were funding, developmental projects. We cut all of them except for 4. And one was everything we were doing in social, and one was everything we were doing in mobile. Because we knew that they were, we were never not profitable, but we didn't have the bandwidth we had before the recession. But we knew that when we came out, those were going to be critically important. And thank goodness, because they've taken over our business now. And this 5th wave is the one that we've been focused on. So our people have a culture of what's new, what's next.
Yep.
Let's make let's take some risk. Let's celebrate our mistakes because there are many.
Sure.
And let's have a good attitude about that. So that's how we try and influence the culture to encourage experimentation. Hey, what do you think is next? What do you think is next? And it's usually going to come from young folks coming out of school because they're already in touch with the new technologies.
Sure.
In fact, Facebook came out of college and you had to have an EDU in the early days just to be on Facebook. So a team was saying this artificial intelligence, this augmented intelligence was going to change things. And they gave it the name, I guess my younger brother Chris named it a conversational commerce. That clearly, we have a couple of board members who are really up on this technology, and they said the access modality for a laptop, for a smartphone is all going to be voice soon. And then you won't need to carry an appliance, it's all going to be through voice. So we were early to it, and we were excited by it, and we tried new things, and we were a pretty good partner. And we invest in relationships with other companies. So we had a series of things that we announced beginning late last spring, which included, we were the first thing you can do on the Messenger bot on Facebook. So to have Mark Zuckerberg stand up at his big F8 conference and say, remember how easy it is to order flowers? All you have to do is call 1-800-Flowers. Well, we made it even easier. You don't even have to call anymore.
That's awesome.
And that was like, we were in the audience, our team in the audience, like beaming.
Oh
like,
my God,
oh my
that's
God. Mark
incredible.
Zuckerberg announced us. 2 weeks later, we announced our partnership with Amazon on the Echo platform through Alexa. And then 2 or 3 weeks after that, we announced our own partnership with IBM's Watson, where we created our personality. Her name is Gwyn, who's our artificial intelligence agent, helps you to pick out the best gift. So that started back a year, we started announcing these things a year ago.
Sure.
And there's hopefully more to come.
Okay, we're gonna move to something called speed swap, which is word association. I'm gonna ask you a word or a couple words. Just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind right away. Don't be, thinking and thinking. Just get it out, okay? You're a New Yorker, you can do it. Let me just take a look at my words. I've been told you're very quick, so.
Are they written in crayon?
Well, they better be written bigger than what they should have been written bigger, but I blame Lindsay for that. You ready, sir?
I'll try.
Okay. Snapchat IPO.
Interesting. Looks like it's going to price above its range.
All right, we didn't ask for a whole essay, but fine. Keith Hernandez.
Ah, the greatest.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Dogs.
TV.
Everywhere.
Instagram.
Interesting.
Daffodil.
March.
Nice. It's barter time, my friends.
Is it now?
Do you know what barter time is?
I think I'm about to be told.
You are about to be told, and so is everyone else. I like to bring my guests a little gift. Okay, it's from the bottom of my heart. Sometimes I do a little research. Sometimes I just take a look at what you're wearing and see if you need some extra things in your wardrobe. But
Clearly that is the case.
clearly that's the case. So I brought with me a gift in this bag here. I do like this bag. You guys should take a look at this. But before I present it, I want to go over a couple things and just make sure I'm on the right track. Is it true that you dabbled in the apparel industry for a little bit?
It's true.
Is it true that one of your first items was to try and make silk jackets?
That's equally true.
Okay, so what did we bring for old Jimmy boy here? We have a silk rose embroidered jacket. Now, I didn't know, see, Jen told me you were a small or a medium, but this is really meant to be framed, not worn.
And clearly
But
it will be.
feel the texture.
Oh, this is bringing tears to my eyes.
Believe me, I bet it is. And I bet you have a bunch of these in some warehouse
But mostly
somewhere.
it's tears of memory.
Gosh, can we just zoom in and take a look at this? I don't know if you can get the quality, but I mean, this would probably go for, I don't know, $300-400 at least, okay? This is top quality stuff. Now, would you like this?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna hand this over to you, and now you
Got
get
it.
a real feel.
Yep.
Now, the only way you're walking out of here, Jim,
Yeah.
is if you offer me something back.
All right, what do you want?
Really, anything I want?
What would you like? I'm not saying you're getting it.
Let me tell you, this is, well, let me see this. How about a gift card?
We can arrange that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you willing to part with, you think?
In exchange for this
Yeah,
here
what
jacket.
kind of denomination we dealing with?
Well, I'm not going to tell you it has any value to me. I really don't like it.
Well, I believe that someone in your family will get a very nice kick out of this jacket. I can't stop touching this. This is incredible.
I would say this is worth a $100 gift card from any of our brands.
Not bad. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to accept your offer,
All right.
but I'm going to take that gift card. Is
And
that going to be?
You're going to make it into something even more valuable?
You're damn straight I am.
Is that possible?
Isn't that interesting?
Well, we'll
have you
find
seen
out.
the show before, or do you
No.
just understand our industry
Actually,
so well?
I have seen the show.
Oh, good.
When you visited with a fellow by the name of Chaz Palminteri.
Hi, I'm Chaz Palminteri, and you are watching The BAM Show.
Yes, that's correct. So I will take that gift card, and I'm going to offer it
See,
out.
he's a Bronx
You
tale,
remind me of Gary Vaynerchuk,
but I'm a
the
Queens
interrupter.
guy.
You're a Queens guy. That's right. So I'm going to take your $100 gift card.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to pass it on to my audience. So who's ever out there, again, flowers, cookies, popcorn, gift baskets. What else are we talking?
Fruit, meat, cheese.
Fruit, anything. Jim will come to your house, whatever. $100 gift card, and I'm looking for the best offer. You know where to find me. So that was a great trade. I think that was pretty even.
Well, we'll find
and
out.
I have a feeling you got away with a little bit on that. But I got to tell you, Jim, it's been such a pleasure to have you. I mean, really.
Josh.
Hearing the whole story, everything has been a treat. For those of you out there, don't forget to stop and smell the roses. And tune in. Tune in to the next episode of The BAM Show, Barter and Marketing, where we get you the real deal.
What's the name of the show again?
The BAM Show.